You were trying to push all of them away from you, but your strength was nothing in front of them. A woman grabbed your chin tightly before making you look at her. They all were forcefully getting you ready, making you wear a gown and did your makeup, but you smudged the lipstick. You are here for our master. If you love your life, then you better behave. You spit on her face, making her angry. I'm not going to let anyone touch me. You all go to hell. She slapped you angrily. Your attitude is going to be fixed soon once you'll be on your knees for the master. Consider yourself lucky that I can't ruin your face because you're brought here to pleasure our master, or else you wouldn't like your face after what you did. She pushed you on the bed and with a last glare they all left from the room, closing the door. You quickly rushed to the door and started banging on it with all the strength that has left in you. Open the door. You dropped on your knees realizing that you are in trouble and you were so scared. You hugged your knees tightly before crying. You know you are safe when you choose to surrender and kneel down in front of me. I'm happy that you made the right decision. The man who was standing with his team smiled in relief and bowed. With a nervous smile, he looked at Jungkook. Usually people forget to speak when they stand in front of John Jungkook, the infamous mafia who is known for his heartlessness and no mercy. Master, you have done me a big favor by sparing me and my people for what we did. And that's why I have brought a very precious gift for you. I hope you'll accept it. Jungkook frowned, not really understanding it. A gift, Jungkook said, raising his brow while the man nodded. Yes, master, a young woman to take care of you. Jungkook's eyes narrowed while his sharp gaze cut through the tension in the room. The air grew thick and the once relieved smiles of the men before him faded into unease. The notorious mafia boss, known for his brutal efficiency and cold detachment, leaned back in his chair while his jaws clenched. You brought me a what? His voice dropped low and dangerous. The man flinched, realizing the gravity of his mistake. Jungkook's expression turned icy, a storm brewed behind his dark eyes. A girl, master, to take care of you. Jungkook's chair scraped against the floor. As he stood, his towering presence casted a shadow over the man who trembled when Jungkook came near him. The room felt colder, as if the very air was afraid to move. You think I'm some kind of low-life who takes women as gifts? You dare bringing an innocent girl into this filth, and for what? To appease your own coward eyes? The man's eyes widened in fear, his body trembled as he realized the gravity of his misstep. Master, I didn't mean... Shut up. The words sliced through the air like a blade. Jungkook's gaze was piercing, filled with a cold fury that made the man's knees buckle. He grabbed the man by the collar, pulling him close. You listen to me, and you listen well. I'm not like those pathetic men who hide behind their lust. I deal in power, respect and fear, not with the lives of innocent girls. He shoved the man back. Take her back and never speak of this again. If I ever see you or hear of anything like this from you, I'll make sure your last breath is a lesson to all those who think they can insult me. The man fell to the ground shaking, barely able to nod as Jungkook's rays filled the room. His men, usually serious and indifferent, exchanged nervous glances, knowing better than to interfere. Now get out of my sight before I change my mind. The man scrambled to his feet, bowing repeatedly as he hurried out. His terror was visible on his face. He rushed outside. Jungkook may be a mafia boss, but there is a line that he never crosses, and that's what makes him different from others. You were sitting in the room, still terrified, clutching the fabric of the gown that you were wearing around your chest. This was not the first time you were being sold like this by your aunt, and the trauma made your life a living hell. Suddenly your body trembled when you heard the door unlocked. A shiver ran down your spine. You stood up. The door opened and Jungkook came in. You quickly hid in a corner. The moment Jungkook's eyes fell on you, this was the very first time he felt something in his heart. You looked so terrified, so weak and innocent. Please, please don't come near me. I beg you. Hearing you begging like that, he was so confused as how to handle this fragile situation. He left the door open because he knew you were afraid. You don't have to be afraid. I won't do anything. He was very careful because he knew you were terrified. You still didn't believe him. I don't believe you. I don't believe anyone here. They beated me, forcefully brought me here. Trust me, no one will do anything. He took careful steps towards you, but you grabbed a glass vase from nearby table and broke it into half before bringing it in front of you as a defense. I will kill myself if you come near. Jungkook, stop. Don't be a stupid. You'll hurt yourself. Throw that away. You shook your head while tears continuously falling down on your cheeks. I know why you are here and what you'll do with me, but I'll prefer to die rather than become a victim of your lust. I won't do anything, so stop being childish and throw that away. He said a little louder, and in a snap, he came closer to you, throwing that piece of vase away from your hand and pulled you out from that corner. You looked at him. Jungkook was not sure why he felt so different. He never felt terrified or worried for anyone else, but something was different about you. He just couldn't take his eyes off you. The innocence on your face, the softness, everything was doing something inside him, waking up the feeling he has buried so deep that it was impossible to wake. But now that impossible was happening. You pulled back away from him and stood at a distance terrified. Jungkook came out of his thoughts. I promise you, I won't do anything to you. You'll safely send back to your home. Now relax. You shook your head. No, I don't want to go back to that place either. Just let me go. I don't have a home. That place is a prison to me. My aunt is the one who sold me to you. Jungkook felt anger rushed inside him, but he tried to control it in front of you. Look, I'm not going to do anything to you, and I'm not the one who brought you here, so you don't have to be scared of me. Just let me go from here. I want to find my own happiness. I want to live a life, please. Jungkook's heart ached seeing your condition. This was the very first time he felt any other emotions rather than anger and frustration. Okay, but for now, just stay here. You can trust me. I promise no one will hurt you and you are free to do anything. Once I'll make sure everything is fine, you can go, okay? You looked at him for some time, still not sure if you can trust this man. I promise no one will hurt you here. Trust me. Don't break your promise, please. He nodded. You can relax now. Let's talk tomorrow. He was about to leave. You were still standing at a distance holding the dress tightly. Jungkook walked near the broken pieces of the vase and he himself picked all of them before standing up. He took a look at you and he realized that his presence is not so comfortable for you. He walked away, closing the door softly behind him. You quickly locked the door as soon as he left. You were still terrified, but little did you know, he would not do anything wrong with you now. You slowly walked near the bed. Your face was still wet from tears. You slowly laid down on the bed as you were extremely tired and struggling for your life, and finally fell asleep within seconds. Maybe also because now you were a little relaxed after knowing he won't do anything. Jungkook came downstairs because now you were in his room, and for the obvious reason he cannot stay there. He was still unable to erase that terrified look on your face. That scene replayed again and again in his mind. He dropped on the couch and rubbed his forehead. He wants to know what this unknown feeling was. The whole night he kept thinking about you and how he'll make you realize that he is not what you are thinking. He called his right-hand man and ordered him to get every information about you from that man who brought you here, your aunt and what she did and everything. He was so furious on those people who made you suffer like this. The next morning you woke up by the knock on the door. First you gulped, struggling whether to open the door or not, but then you got up and hesitantly opened the door only to see the lady who previously slapped you. She came inside with a tray of food in her hands. Why did you come here again? You realized that she acts so different than yesterday, as if afraid of someone, and the doubt got clear when you saw Jungkook walking in. He looked at you. You must be hungry, right? The lady put a tray on the table and Jungkook noticed how you were looking at her while she was avoiding to look at you. Is everything alright? You looked at him. Who is this lady? She slapped me yesterday and said she would have ruined my face if I wasn't here for you. The lady got terrified while Jungkook looked at her angrily. He came near her while she shook her head trembling. How dare you? No, master, I swear I didn't want you to do that. She spit on my face and he grabbed her throat. No, don't hurt her. He stopped when you came near and grabbed his hand. Jungkook's body felt at ease. He felt something in his stomach when you touched him. You quickly pulled your hand back when you realized. Even if she did that, don't hurt her. I'm sure she didn't know. The lady looked at you. Even after how she treated you, you saved her life. Jungkook's heart melted at your kindness and innocence. You even saved the person who hurt you. He just couldn't find any reason to love you more. He looked at the lady. She was actually the maid. If I ever heard that you hurt her in any way, you know what will happen. The maid nodded. She looked at you. Please forgive me for that. It will never happen again and thank you. Saying that, she left from there. Once you were left alone in the room with Jungkook, you noticed how he was looking at you. Don't know why, but you weren't afraid anymore, as if you knew he's not a bad guy who would use you. When can I go from here? You won't back away from your promise, right? There was a short pause before Jungkook walked near the table and served the food for you. I told you to trust me, and yes, I'm not going to back away from my promise, but for now, do you have any place to go? You have no answer to this question. You walked near the table because the food looked so tempting and you were so hungry, don't know for how many days. No, I have no place for now, but I'll find soon. Jungkook noticed that your eyes were on the table. I think you should eat something first. We'll talk about it later. You looked at him. Is this for me? All of it? He chuckled softly and don't know the last time he smiled so genuinely like this. You were bringing a different side of him without even trying. Not only this, but you can have as much as you want. You smiled and sat down on the table before starting to eat. You were so hungry and the food tasted 10 times better. You were literally swallowing the food. Jungkook just can't express the emotions he was feeling for you. Sympathy, pity, love, care. It's hard to differentiate. Suddenly you joked and he gave you water. Careful, eat slowly. You gulped down the water before looking at him. I'm sorry, I haven't eaten anything from 3 days, so I'm so hungry. 3 days? But why? You sighed and looked at him. Are you really asking me why? That creepy man just picked me up from my house. How could I eat, and all he gave me to eat was a dried up bread. Plus he beat me when I tried to run. His jaws clenched. Don't worry, because from now on he would never be able to repeat that mistake again. You couldn't quite understand what he said because Jungkook has sent his man to that man's house and he literally broke both the hands of that man. And how are you so sure he won't? He smiled, although it was just a slight smile. You trust me? You both looked at each other for some time. Should I? Even though you promised me you won't do anything to me, but you are a mafia. Can you blame me if I say I don't trust you? He shook his head. Absolutely not. But at least you can try. As long as you will be honest. I still want to go, he nodded. But just let me make sure things should be safe and fine before you go out. You can at least trust me with that. You remained silent as if thinking of something. I'm an adult, so you really don't have to worry, nor you have to trouble yourself because we are literally strangers. He chuckled slightly. I thought you were a minor. I was getting worried for no reason. This made you laugh slightly. I'm 20, okay? He looked at you as his expression turned a little serious and concerned. Ryan, let me do this, please. You have been dragged up in this situation because of me, so I want to make sure you are safe when you go out from here because, you see, it's not that easy. After thinking for a while, you nodded. Okay, don't know why I feel like you are being genuine and honest, so I'll trust you with that. And also, thank you for such delicious food. But can I get some spare clothes? I want to take a shower as well. He chuckled again. From now on, you just have to order what you want, okay? There are several maids and servants, and I'm also here in case you want my help. You can call me too, and I'll call someone to get you clothes. You just smiled while he walked outside the room. She was being sold by her aunt for 3 times before this. She managed to escape but couldn't save herself. She had a pretty horrible life as per what I found out. Jungkook's hands were clenched into fists. That lady, her aunt, make sure she needs to know what she did. Don't worry boss, she has already got a lesson and I don't even think she would ever think about doing anything to her. Jungkook's heart skipped a beat the moment his eyes fell on you, who just entered inside the living room. You looked more relaxed than before. He felt so relieved to see you comfortable. He gestured Mark to go. As he nodded and left, you watched Mark leaving and came near Jungkook. A smile was on your face. Does he works for you? Jungkook was a little confused by a question. Yes, but why did you ask? He looked at him. He's kind of cute. Jungkook felt jealous. Cute, huh? You nodded. Yes, I would want to talk to him at least one time before I leave. Jungkook rolled his eyes before walking outside. Forget it. I'm not even going to let him come inside the mansion now. He laughed softly and followed him. Wait, are you jealous because I called him cute? Oh my god, you are such a crazy Ajushi. Jungkook stopped and turned towards you with wide eyes. Yeah, I'm only 27. You're calling me an Ajushi? From where I look like an Ajushi to you? You laughed. His reaction was more cute than you thought. He waited for you to stop laughing but ended up laughing with you. Oh my god, you're cuter than everyone else, but relax. I just wanted to know your age. You don't look like an Ajushi. Jungkook was too stunned to say anything. You were too adorable, but then your eyes fell on the piano and you ran to it. Oh wow, a piano. Does it actually work? Jungkook chuckled. Of course it does. Do you know how to play? You smiled and looked at him. Your smile was everything he wanted to see. I've learned a little during my school days. Jungkook walked near you and pulled out the stool for you. I would love to hear what you have learned to play. You smiled and sat on the stool. I'm not good, but I hope you bear with it. Jungkook didn't say anything. He was just too lost in seeing you happy. The moment your fingers hit the keys and a soft rhythm started, his heart skipped a beat. You were like that fainted light who made the thickest darkness of his life disappear. As you finished playing the song, you looked at Jungkook, who was too lost in admiring you. Are you okay? You said, snapping your fingers in front of his face, bringing him back in reality. His cheek turned slightly. Seems like you've lost in your thoughts. Remember someone special, huh? You teased him lightly while he looked at you. He was liking how you were slowly getting comfortable around him. Not really, but it was too good. You nodded. Yes, it was, but I have heard that in this world of crime, people don't actually fall in love. And today I've seen it too. In your world, everything revolves around crime, right? Pretty much true, but loving someone is not a crime. It's just need to be with the right person. You felt your heart skipping a beat. Jungkook came near you. Just because the world sees us with different eyes doesn't mean we don't have emotions. It's just I've realized that no matter how deep you bury them, they come out with the right person. Little did you know Jungkook was trying to tell you something. Days passed and you almost forget that once you were desperate to leave this mansion. Now it's like a home for you. You go out whenever you want. Everyone around you here treats you like a princess, and you're living your best life, forgetting all the pain from the past. Jungkook made sure to punish every single person who hurted you in any way. He was so in love with you, and little did you also know about that. He never ignored anything that you say. He was changing. No one has ever thought that they could see this heartless mafia smile, but now he wasn't heartless, at least not for you. Your breath caught in your throat the moment you stepped onto the island. It was covered with lanterns glowing softly against the night sky. It was like something out of a dream. You felt your heart swelling with emotions, surprised, amazed, and deeply touched all at once. It was beautiful more than anything you could imagine. You never expected someone like Jungkook, so feared by others, to create something so magical just for you. It made you feel special, loved, and safe in a way you had never known before. Jungkook came behind you. You like it? You turned towards him, and his eyes were filled with love and admiration just for you. You remain silent. You have no words to say at this moment because all this was so overwhelming. He walked near you. Why? You don't have to be scared. You don't have to worry about anything. Just live your life the way you want. I'm here with you in whatever you decide to do. Your eyes were filled with tears. Why you're being so nice to me? I was told that you were heartless. You show no mercy. You never forgive, but then why I never saw that side? Why are you so nice to me? He came closer to you before cupping your cheek in his hand. Even if I didn't know until I realized, you showed me a side of myself I didn't know existed. The moment I saw you, well, I can never forget the scene. You looked terrified, broken. For the first time, I felt like something wrong happened from my side. I wanted to protect you. I wanted to keep you close. I wanted to make you feel safe. I wanted you to let go of your fear and love me. For the very first time in my life, I experienced what falling in love feels like, and I would be lying if I say it wasn't the best feeling in the world. You held his hand that was still cupping your cheek and leaned into his touch. I never imagined I could find peace in a world as dangerous as yours. It's ironic, isn't it? I was so terrified when I first came here, convinced that I would never be able to escape this darkness. But now, I don't want to leave. You took a step closer to him. Everyone sees you as this ruthless, heartless figure, but they have no idea what it's really like to be with you, to feel safe, protected, loved. I used to think I would never escape the hell I was living in, that this world could bring more pain. But you have shown me that even in the darkest places, there can be light, and for me, you are that light, Jungkook. Jungkook's expression softened, a flicker of something raw and real in his eyes. He gently brushed a stray tear from your cheek. He knew there's more you wanted to say, and he was all ready to hear your heart out. It's crazy. The very word I was so afraid of is now the only place I feel at peace, and it's all because of you. People might say you heartless, but I swear no one could ever understand just how pure your heart really is. His eyes softened further as if your words had touched something deep within him. I never thought I could care for someone like this, but you changed everything. You changed me, Ryan, and now I want to love you, to keep you safe always. He closed the distance that was left between both of you, and you could feel the tension building in your body. It sent millions of butterflies in your stomach. He leaned closer to your lips but stopped just an inch away before looking at you. Can I? That's it. This was the moment you knew no matter what, you will never let this man go away from you. He was such a gentleman that he asked for your permission even though you wouldn't have minded if he kissed you right away. You decided to tease him a little. And what if I say no? He looked at you for a while before tucking a stray lock of hair behind your ear, sending shivers down your spine. Then I have to stop. Nothing will happen without your consent. That's it. You grabbed his collar and pulled him closer before pressing your lips against his. You could feel him smiling against your lips before pulling you closer by a waist to deepen the kiss.